He's taking the golf cart over. You got to save those legs. It's early, man. There's 17 games. There's 3 preseason and 17. Let's get Eric Kendricks over here. Let's see now. This is
this will be his headset.
Yeah, this will be it right here.
And so let's try not to blow him out of the water with the levels.
Hey,
you good?
There you go. Oh, yeah, you look great.
Everything's looking
good.
Got
that training camp. Why
don't you come on over here, Eric? We do appreciate you sharing some time with us here today. Yeah, you can see. You want to sit down? I got a chair for you if you want. I mean, I got here. Have this one right here. I stand when I work. I'm like those boxers that don't stand, never sit down on their bench in the corner or sit on their stool in the corner, just stand up the whole time.
That's psycho because everybody needs a break.
Yeah. See, let's do that. That'll work. Well, you don't have to take these things are they've got all sorts of room. He's going to take it off. Whoa, what a head of hair you got there. Nordo said you were losing your hair, but it doesn't look like that to me. It looks like you got a oh, come on. Yeah, he never said it. Eric Kendricks, thanks for joining us. I do appreciate that. First question for you, this is what I got to know. When it's not a leap year, when do you celebrate your birthday?
I get like a 2-week buffer. So, like, I have, parts of my family who will tell me the 28th, happy birthday, and then parts of my family who tell me the 1st. But for the most part, people remember my birthday because it's so unique. So, like, throughout the just, like, 2-week kind of span, people would just text me randomly like, oh, hey, I know I missed your birthday, but happy birthday, or,
I would just wish a happy birthday every 4 years is what I would probably do. That would save me on birthday card money too.
I like to go really hard on that actual leap year day.
Yeah.
I like to like really celebrate.
I did some research. Well, actually, my Deuce did. My boy, he did You're the only player in the NFL right now currently playing that's a leap year birthday. The only one.
And that makes me the youngest as well.
So, yeah, it does. Perfect. Yeah, that's right. You can play forever. How's the practice going so far? What's it been like this first week and a half?
It's going well. They've been doing a great job, first and foremost, of just kind of like gauging the tempo, ramping it up, ramping it down, taking care of players. We're doing active recovery in the weight room and things like that. So it makes us a lot more fresh when we're on the field and a lot more intentional. So we're getting really good work, getting a ton of looks from our offense, lots of new looks that I've never seen. It's good. It's challenging.
You've had a hell of a career. I mean, you've led the team in tackles 5 times, second last 2 years ago. You were an All-Pro in I think 2019. You were well on your way in 2020 until you had the calf injury after week 10 or 11. Led the team. You had a career high tackles last year, 143. I mean, obviously you functioned very well in that 4-3 offense that Mike Zimmer ran. Now Ed Donatel does a 3-4. Did they run that at UCLA though too, where you played? You were 3-4, so you're familiar with it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I played 3-4 for I think 2 or 3 years at UCLA. It's a lot more kind of running side to side, but lets you be an athlete, lets you make plays and get off blocks.
How different is it from a 4-3 from a 3-4 for your position as line? Is it that different, or is it just slight differences the average fan wouldn't even realize?
Yeah, it's very slight differences. Obviously there is a difference schematics when it comes down to it, but in the long run, you just gotta have a knack for the football, and you have to rely on your instincts a lot of the times.
What's it been like getting to know Jordan Hicks and some of the new guys that are going to be in that linebacking room now? It's almost Daniil Hunter and some of these guys outside linebackers, pass rushing, but you, Jordan, the rookie Asamoah, like getting to know some of these new faces.
Yeah, no, I love those guys. I feel like as far as Jordan is concerned, me and him, we see a lot of things eye to eye, either whether it's right or wrong. We see things the same way. So if we mess up, we're usually on the same page, and if we're doing things right or we want to fix something, we're usually on the same page. So that's just refreshing from that standpoint. We've both been in this this league for 8 years at this point, and it's just nice. It's nice having a guy with experience and the ability to get to the ball as well.
How's Ed Donatel and Greg Minuski and some of these guys? You think about some of the new faces that you're working with now, and part of being new will be that comfort level you have with those guys, and then throughout practices today, the footwork or their technique, positioning. You guys know more about what you need to learn day to day than I do, but working with those guys and coming up with this game plan together.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what you said together. That's what it's all about. It's about a collaborative effort, and we got to set our edges, and we got to run to the ball. Where I like the fact that we kind of focus in on a lot of little things. Obviously we have our schematics and we have our game plan that we're going to be entering the game with, but from the day to day, we're going over little things that are going to make us that top-notch defense. So I can respect that, and I'm eager to go do that in practice.
I don't want to go back too far in the past, but you did create some headlines when they made a change on top with Spielman and Zimmer, and you said something to the effect of a fear-based organization is no way to go. What did you really mean by that, and is this organization different so far to this point?
I just feel like there's a way of doing things, and I'm just really proud of the guys that we have on this team and how we've attacked a little adversity. Obviously, we have a whole new staff and things like that. A lot of stuff we can't control, but as far as what we can control, is that running down the field, doing our due diligence in the meeting rooms. Everybody's super locked in and ready to go. Do
you think some of it's that old school? Because Mike was mid-60s, been around a long time, hard-nosed guy, and now we sort of see this. There's been this. Almost a turnover in the head coaching where we're getting a lot of young guys, including O'Connell, who's mid-30s. Do you think it's a different approach by the old school approach and kind of a new school? Is there a difference there?
Definitely. You got to have a little bit of both for sure. Mike Zimmer was one of the, I've learned so much from him, and as far as schematics, I think I haven't learned more in football so far. So. There was a lot to be learned with Mike, and as far as the new staff, there's lots to be learned with them as well. They do things entirely differently, but we're all chasing that same result, right?
Yeah, well, that's for sure. What is Jerry Smith meant to the team so far?
You said Zadarius?
Yes.
Zadarius has been the man. Honestly, his energy is infectious. Everybody feeds off of him. I mean, we know what kind of player he is. We know what kind of havoc he creates when he's on the field. I've seen it firsthand, unfortunately. But now, fortunately, he's on our side. So, it's just having that attitude and just having that ability to just wreck the game at any moment is going to be huge for us, and just that big physical presence that you can't ignore.
Speaking of big physical presence, and we make a lot of it as guys that love the game, love watching you play, putting the pads on. So on Monday, it's like you guys are chippy, but you're measured. I think you guys were back in shells yesterday, but you got that day off tomorrow. Do you love, even though sometimes it hurts, like getting your shoulder into somebody again, maybe accidentally bringing someone down to the ground a little bit harder than you want to, just being physical and finding that rhythm again?
There's an aspect of football that is undeniable, and that's the fact that we get to go out there and act crazy for an extended period of time, and it's okay. So if you're playing football, you love that to a certain extent. After the season ends, I'm usually like not craving contact at all for a while, and then there's this time I would say like May or something like that. I start like kind of brushing into people and like starting to feel like I need to hit a little bit. But that's the beautiful thing about coming out here, and especially as a young guy, getting older, I have to kind of conserve my body. I want to play for a long time, so now I'm not as physical probably in practice as I used to be, but for those young guys, it's an opportunity to make a team. It's an opportunity to show your stuff. So it's definitely going to be physical out there.
We're talking with Vikings All-Pro linebacker Eric Kendricks here at TCO Performance Center, the new Winter Park for a Vikings practice. What do you do in your free time, your spare time? Like when the off season, I know you keep yourself in shape, but what do you like to do? Do you have hobbies, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so past 2 years, I've actually been working on some cars. I've always had an interest in how they work and things like that. So I've actually been getting underneath the cars, and with the help of some of my friends, shout out to Carter as well. I've been able to work on my grandpa's Viper, this off season and do things like that. So anything with cars, car shows, driving, I love to do. But I've also been working on a little bit of a hair product, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
I got the curls, so.
Well, I got a 2019 Jeep with a heat shield issue. You think I could drive it up here and you can help me figure out how to keep that rattle from happening?
Right now I'm a little busy, and I tend to only want to work on my own things nowadays.
Yeah, I got you.
I have a guy I can refer you to if you need that.
Yeah, I have trouble even checking the oil or putting air in the tires. Are you a muscle car guy, or from the old to the 60s and the 70s, or are you more like exotic cars?
I like all cars, but I feel like when the first kind of shop I started working at in LA in the off season, it was more of the 60s cars. The first car I worked on was like a 57 Bel Air.
Sweet.
So definitely like the original side of it, but that's why I kind of wanted to start. But I'm into JDM. I'm into German engineering. I love Porsche and Ferrari and things like that. I'm really just across the entire spectrum.
Yeah.
Jeeps, Jeeps 4Runner. I have a 4Runner, and I like it all. Off-roading.
My boy's got a Jeep Wrangler. He loves having the Jeep Wrangler. He likes that. Well, you take the top off, you drive around. People love it. Yeah.
Drive over some mud or little bumps here and there.
Yeah, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
it's the natural evolution. You get the Jeep, you got to tear the doors off, put tires on it that really hit the wheel well when you take a turn, and then drive through some mud. I want to get back to football. Rookies, much to do from our standpoint is Lewis Seen and a battle potentially a corner, Andrew Booth Jr. And what has excited you? What have you thought about a couple of guys defensively as rookies that have a chance to potentially contribute and start early on?
Yeah, I think that the thing that I'm excited about is these rookies. They came in and they're really smart. Obviously the game is going to keep evolving, and people are going to learn more schemes in college and things like that. But these guys are smart. They're listening to their veteran leaders, and they're asking questions. But at the end of the day, when they get on the field, they're showing their athleticism. These guys are capable, and they're going to step up for us for sure at some point. I'm not too sure, who's going to emerge or things like that. As camp goes on, we'll have a better idea. But I see a lot of flashes out of them. So.
I've been talking, via 9 to noon with PA. We had Adam Thielen on earlier today, talked with him and Justin Jefferson earlier this week. But it's kind of the idea of, Adam's been here for a decade, and Justin Jefferson certainly now in his third year, not a rookie anymore, and you with the equity you have here. But they kind of mentioned at the same time, we're all kind of new. And so whether it's the game plan offensively, it's Rosetta Stone for offense with the new terminology, and then on your end with Ed Donatel, the reps for back-end guys, or everyone's just kind of clamoring for that opportunity because it is so new. So it's almost like I don't know if there's pressure or urgency, you could speak to that, but everyone out there is learning on the fly and just grinding for information and comfort with this.
No, exactly. It's a little bit of it's humbling at the same time, like you say, because we have to come and we have to learn all these new things, but it makes us, what's the word for it? It's giving us like a little bit of a motivation, a little bit of new life to
boost, spark,
absolutely.
Sure.
It's been fun for me. It's been refreshing. How about that? Refreshing to come in and learn a new scheme, because there's a little, as you get really comfortable with the scheme, you get comfortable. Like I said, you get used to doing things, and maybe you're not crossing your T's and dotting your I's. But in this case, a whole new refresh. You got to be on your game, to be the best player you can be. So I'm looking forward to it.
When you do the same system year after year, maybe get a little complacent, maybe a little bit.
Or you just think that
Okay.
Yeah,
You know everything, and there's nothing else.
And then you're they're throwing different looks at you, so you're constantly getting different types of pass routes and schemes thrown at that same look that you kind of know how to do.
You looking forward to the trip to London?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time we were in London, we got the dub, so that's what I'm looking forward to.
Now you guys are 2-0 in London, right?
I've only played there once.
You weren't there for the Steelers game. My bad. That was 2013. It was Big Ben. It was Greg Jennings, the whole bit.
Yeah.
And now, and then in 08.
Right.
Yeah, the crazy soccer-style celebration from Adam Thielen. You beat the Browns. That was pretty cool.
No, it was cool. It was a fun game for me. I think it was my second year, and I think I played pretty well. Obviously we got hit in the mouth pretty early, and some of those are my favorite games. You come out, you get hit in the mouth, and you have to battle back and show what you're made of. And I feel like the last time we were in London, obviously traveling and things like that are kind of out of the they're out of your control. So I'm not even worried about that. I think that I'm there to play a football game, so let's do it.
Well, we appreciate your time. Thanks very much. Good luck to you. Go work on some cars and work on your game, and we'll see you out on the field on Sunday soon. Thanks.
Appreciate it. See you.
You bet.